What's up guys, what's going on? Today I want to talk about how to start your LLC or your business for Amazon FBA. So I want to talk about all the possible options. So if you're a US citizen, state by state, if you live outside the country, Canada, UK, or even countries that aren't allowed to sell on Amazon, what should you do for your business for Amazon FBA? So I'm gonna go through all these options with you today. Before we get started, I just wanna welcome anybody new to the channel. My name is Camron James. I've been selling on Amazon for over 3 years now. First year I did over $1.3 million in sales, which was a crazy ride. But anyways, guys, if you guys want to learn more about Amazon FBA, my journey, all the new strategies, everything like that, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. That way you do not miss a thing. Otherwise, guys, let's just get right into it. All right, guys, before I go and show you exactly how I set up my own personal LLC, I'll walk you through step by step of everything I do. That way you know exactly how to set up yours. I first want to go through every single option depending on where you're living at, if you're a US citizen or if you're not a US citizen. That way you guys know exactly what you should be doing in your circumstance. So the first circumstance I want to talk about is if you are a US citizen, right? So this is the most ideal circumstance you can be in. Everything becomes a lot easier. So what you can do is you can actually just go to your state website to file for your LLC. So obviously an LLC is very important. Any type of business for Amazon FBA is important, especially when you start to scale, do private label, just because if you do it on your personal account or individual account, then you're personally liable. If anything happens, God forbid someone chokes and gets hurt on your, with your toy or whatever it may be, then you're personally liable. They can sue, they can go after your personal assets. With an LLC or a business, depending on your circumstance, you can be protected from that. So they can only sue for what the business is worth or what the business owns. They can't go after you personally. And when you have a family and you have a home and you have cars, things like that, this is something you just need to do for having a business, which Amazon FBA is a weird business, but it is still a business. So getting back into it, the first option, if you're a US citizen, you can just go to your state website to file. So what I mean by this is, I live in Colorado, so I can type in Colorado LLC file. And then the first thing that should pop up here is, file online. So I go to the state website and I can file for an LLC right here. So this is gonna be your cheapest option, but then you gotta put a little work into it and make sure you're filling out everything correctly. If you guys do not want to do this yourself, you can use a service. So Zen Business right here is a good one for state by state. So just type in your business type LLC, your state, and maybe it'd be Colorado for whatever state you're in, right? Also, LegalZoom is another one it's a little more popular, but I think it's a little more expensive. Zen Business is a little more affordable. It's $49 plus state fees and everything like that. So that's pretty standard. That's on the lower side, just to kind of give you reference. LegalZoom's a little more than that, but they are, I would say, the more legit company in the field. But it's pretty simple for any lawyer to file an LLC. I actually don't do any of these, and I'll explain here in the end and walk you through exactly how I do it for me. And yes, I am a US citizen and everything like that. So the next one, guys, here is if you live outside the USA and what you should do. So I just put this header here. That's why it looks a little different. That way people can follow along a little better. But if you are on the accepted list for Amazon.com, so meaning that you are in the Amazon.com accepted countries list and that they're okay with you making an account from that country. So it makes things easier, and it actually makes a lot of sense to just make a business in your home country if you're on the accepted Amazon list. In Canada, I believe the best one to make is a corporation or the equivalent for an LLC. In the UK, I believe it's an LTD. Don't quote me on that exactly. If you're from the United Kingdom, you're going to know a lot more than me what the equivalent is over there. But you guys, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you're on the accepted list. So I got the link right here, but you can just Google Seller Central accepted countries. But let's take a look real quick. This is what it looks like. And you can see all the different countries that are accepted for selling on Amazon.com, which just means you can sell in the USA on Amazon. But that's what I'd recommend. It should make things a lot easier for you. That way, when you go set up, your business bank account, everything's right there in your home country, instead of you having a bunch of entities in the USA when in reality it's not worth that at all. But if you don't want to file inside your country, if you don't want to file inside your state, this applies for both of you. So this is actually what I personally do. So what I do is actually just make my LLC with this company right here, Buffalo Registered Agents LLC. What I do is I get a registered agent and I form an LLC or corporation in Wyoming. So why I do this, mainly just because it's super easy. You'll talk to a CPA about this, but tax benefits for me, since I'm living in Colorado and have a Wyoming address, I still paid state taxes in Colorado, but the CPA might have workarounds for that. Again, I can't give you any advice there, but why I do this is because it's easy. The privacy laws for it are awesome too. So in Wyoming, they actually don't get to see your name attached to the LLC, which is awesome for an Amazon business to keep you protected. For this company in particular as well, I get a Wyoming address. All my mail gets forwarded there, so they scan it back, email it to me. So as a 4-hour work week entrepreneur, this is just a perfect system for me without having to mess with just these things myself. I can literally set up an LLC, which I've done 5 times with the exact same process, which I'm going to walk you through here in a little bit. That way you know exactly how to fill out everything. But that is what I recommend for you if you don't want to register in your country. Don't want to register in your state. Maybe it's California and you're trying to avoid some certain taxes or anything like that. Again, I'm not a CPA, can't give you legal advice there. So next, what you should know about is an EIN. So after you get your LLC, you're going to have to file for what's called an EIN. So this is like your social security number, but for your business. So this is how the U.S. government, recognizes your business and kind of keeps track of it and everything like that. So once you file for your LLC, you're going to have to get your EIN, which I will show you here once I walk through this for you. I just want to cover one last thing here. So if you're not in an accepted country for Amazon, so you're not on that big old list of countries, your road is much tougher, unfortunately. So some of your options are you can go to someone else in an accepted country to help you. So maybe they can start a business in that country for you or set up your account for you. You can become a user later on it. There's lots of different routes and combinations for that. The second one's a little tougher. You can use an IP changer or a VPN in your country to look like you're somewhere else. This one's tough because if you just get caught once, it's all over. So I don't really like this one too much, but it is a possibility, and I do know of people doing it. With this, you'll still want to make your LLC in the USA most likely, and then you can get an Amazon accepted bank here in the USA and a US credit card. So it's a lot tougher. These all take quite a few steps. The process can take 2 to 3 months. And it's just really, really tough. I recommend you getting someone to help you out in an accepted country. I think that's a lot easier, but it is possible to do it on your own if you really want to go that route. But next, guys, I want to walk you through exactly how I set up an LLC. That way you guys can just follow along, start your own. So this is the way I do it. So over here, form an LLC or corporation. Go to business entity type, LLC right here. Desired company name. So for this example, we could just use Camron James LLC. Alternative company name, I've never used that. Next is member or manager managed, which is a little tongue twister there. You want to select member managed right there. So owners, go right here. So mine would be Camron James. You can add owners here. So say you have business partners, that's exactly where they go. I don't need that in my circumstance, so just remove that there. Optional items, so annual compliance nominee service. So if you got any questions on this, you can go ahead and just read help here. But what that says essentially is they'll go ahead and renew it for you every year. That way you don't have to worry about it, which is about $50 a year, I believe, for this one, and to keep your registered agent, which isn't bad. But yeah, you want to keep that going just in case you forget and your LLC loses its status. That would not be good. Tax ID, I believe that's your EIN. They can do this for you if you don't want to take care of it yourself, but I do this myself just because it's super easy, especially if you're a U.S. citizen. Right now, something to know about, if you're outside the country applying for an EIN here in the USA, it is about 2 to 3 month wait time right now. So how it works is, U.S. citizens can apply online, type in their social security number and get it popped out like that day. How it works for people outside the USA with no social security number is you have to file this big piece of paper and send it in by fax or mail, and then they have to get back to you, which is taking about 2 to 3 months because of the pandemic right now, unfortunately. But I thought I'd just let you know, that way you have a heads up and everything like that. Wyoming phone number, if you need a US phone number, this is a great place to get it. I do not. I want to have my unique Wyoming business address. This one I do have right here, and then I pay for mail forwarding and scanning. Again, this just keeps everything in one place. It keeps my, I move around a lot just because I'm, a little bit of a digital nomad, in the USA anyways, but I like to explore new places, everything like that. So this mail forwarding just keeps everything in one place for me. That way I don't have to worry about losing business mail and everything like that. So you can select right here, open, scan my mail, forward unopened mail to me. So I do the scan my mail right here. You don't need the office lease too. So everything I'm doing right here, guys, just to kind of reiterate, is exactly how I would do it personally. So you can just follow along there. You put in your personal information right here as well. And then you put in your payment right here as well. So you can go ahead and place order here once this is all filled out. Obviously, I'm not going to do that just because I don't want to pay for an extra LLC that I actually already own. But once you place order, they're going to send you all your information probably within that day. The latest I've gotten it is maybe a day later. You'll get like a login and a password, everything like that. So client logins up here where you can see all the emails, all the notifications they sent you with all your docs. If it seems too easy or just too straightforward, well, it really is this straightforward. So no need to worry there. Everything works perfectly. Like I said, I've done this over 5 times with this exact company. So next, while we're on the topic, let me show you exactly how to get that EIN number. So EIN, sign up, as easy as that. Go down, and then we go to the irs.gov site, and we can go ahead and apply right here online. Like I said before, if you're outside the USA, you might have to go, Google a few more forms and read exactly how that process works. Like I said, you'll have to mail it in or fax it in. But if you're a US citizen, this should be a very, very easy process, and you should be able to get that EIN within a day or two. And that EIN number is actually what you put into Amazon when you're registered for an account. That way that business is tied to that seller account and not you personally. So if that made sense, guys, and was super helpful. I know everybody's situation is different, so if you got any certain questions, anything like that, I'll put them in the comments down below. I try to answer them all personally. Otherwise, guys, make sure you go check out my Instagram, CamronJames.co. I've been trying to put more content into Instagram and show you behind the scenes stories and how this business really works. Other than that, make sure you guys go check out more of my YouTube videos. I put a lot of time and effort into them to give you all the answers about Amazon FBA possible. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.